What's up, guys? Jesse DeRozier here with Hydrilla Gorilla Guide Service. This is week number 12 of my new series entitled What's on the Deck. And this week we had an absolutely phenomenal week. The water temperature has continued to climb a little bit. We were down from 38 to 42. This week it was between 42 and 44 degrees. And we have continual warm weather on the horizon, so that water temperature will continue to climb. That said, let's go ahead and get started on what baits we utilize this week to stay on fish. One of the baits that we really utilized has been a jig head minnow throughout winter. And the one that I've been using it's on a ducket sway head, and that is a Producer Swimbaits pintail shad. And I have not noticed yet a key color. It doesn't seem to matter as long as it's in a shad pattern. So I've continued to play with that. That thing has a phenomenal rolling action. And that bigger profile, that's a 6-inch bait, seems to draw some of those bigger strikes. It really does catch them good. The second bait that I've been using is going kind of the opposite direction and going really small. That is a 2.8 Kitech on a Dirty Jigs guppy head. And we are working this on the bottom very, very slowly. And if you look at the nose of this bait, as well as the nose of the next bait, we are crawling it on the bottom, keeping bottom contact. That's what makes the difference. If you're up and swimming this through the water column, I'm not getting near the number of bites. So keep it low. The next bait is also on a Dirty Jigs guppy head style bait, but it's an underspin. That's a 3/8 ounce also. Reaction Innovations Skinny Dipper. Or Little Dipper, I'm sorry. And taking this one and the same deal, dragging it across the bottom. You see the paint missing off the head of that nose. Wearing these things out along the bottom. And you're not looking for that blade to really spin. You're looking for it to just kind of flutter underneath the bottom of your swim bait. And the difference of what I'm doing is on the cloudy, overcast days, I'm using just the single swim bait. On the sunny days, I'm using the one with the blade. It gives it just a little bit of flash and a little bit of noise kind of clanking around on the shells and rocks on the bottom. One thing that I will mention, guys, to make sure that these things are lasting a lot longer on your swim baits, as I've mentioned in the weeks past, is make sure that you are utilizing a fishing glue. This is Avid Angler Solutions. You can get it off of avidanglersolutions.com. It's about $8, but there's about as much as 3 super glues in this one container. And super glue is bad about getting all clogged up in the spout and basically just being destroyed where you can't use it. This one is specially formulated for fishing. It will glue in cold water, cold water, wet conditions. It doesn't matter. Just take it, put you a drop on there, massage it around. It gives you a little bit of working time to be able to get it kind of worked into place to where it's covering the entire surface area. Push it up there and hold it for about 30 seconds. Give it time to really work. If you watch it, you can actually see it kind of bubbling a little bit as it does what it's supposed to do. And that is going to make a difference as to how long these baits last. I'll catch anywhere from 25 to 30 fish on a single swim bait. Even if it tears through the middle where the hook is, I'll push that hook back up in there, and I've done it with this one. Put it down the trough where it's been ripped through, pinch it together, hold it for 30 seconds, and re-glue that swim bait and go back to work. The amount of fish that you'll catch off of one will reduce the amount of trash that we're disposing of. And that's one thing that I wanted to ask you guys is please, please, please dispose of your soft plastics properly. When we take a soft plastic and we have it torn up, don't throw it off in the lake, because that lands in the lake. These fish swim around, they see it just like they do when it's on the end of your line. They suck it in, inhale it, they swallow it. It swells up in their stomach, they can't digest it, they can't regurgitate it, and they end up dying because of it. So Fish Care 101, please don't throw your soft plastics in the lake. Same with our line clippings, guys. Take care of our fisheries. Take a second, find you a spot, trash bag, whatever, a place to be able to dispose of these things properly in your boat. Please don't throw them off in the lake. The second thing that we've been doing to help with our catch rate this year has been adding some Thump Gel to our baits. And Thump Gel is absolutely phenomenal, guys. It's almost kind of has a consistency of almost like petroleum jelly. So it's kind of a thick paste. Put it on your bait, kind of just rub it around. What I usually do is there's only one scent, there's multiple colors. If you're trying to add an accent color to a lure, like chartreuse, he's got that. If you're trying to keep with the color scheme of what you're throwing, there's one to match pretty much whatever you're doing. But the the color, that's your choice. The scent is the same, but make sure that you're utilizing this, because it does make a difference in the number of fish that you're going to put in the boat overall. We're seeing a lot of these fish first thing in the mornings. I'm bad about forgetting to put it on, and we're seeing them run up to the bait and then turn off, run up to the bait and turn off, and then light goes off. It's like, oh shoot, put the Thump Gel on there. The second we put it on there, it's like boom, they start committing to the bait. They'll run up behind it, they'll follow, and it's like as that comes off, and you'll see it in the water every once in a while when your bait's up on the surface of the water, you'll see like a little bit of a shimmer on the surface of the water, and that's it kind of dispersing in the water column. Well, it does the same thing down in the water, and as that fish runs up behind it, they get into that, they sense it, and all of a sudden it's an explosion. They run up there and grab that bait, and it's amazing the veracity at which these fish will hit a bait that has Thump Gel on it. It absolutely makes a difference, guys. So if you haven't tried it, I would highly recommend it. You can get it down at Waterfront, any of the GTO stores, or you can order it offline. He is expanding where this is available at all the time, so if you don't have it at your home bait shop, ask them about stocking it, because that is something that will make it readily available for you, but it also would, it's a good sales item for them as well, so they would do well putting that on their shelves. The next bait that we've been using has been an A-rig, and the same deal. If you've got cloudy conditions, I'm running one that doesn't have blades. If you got sunny conditions, I'll usually throw one with blades. And when I'm putting the Thump Gel on this, I haven't even been putting it on all 5 baits, guys. I've been putting it literally on the center bait. It disperses into the water behind the bait, and they will run up there and absolutely smoke it. So make sure that you're utilizing that. It can be used on hard baits as well as soft baits. So hopefully that little tidbit will help you guys out. The hard bait selection this week is as follows. Still running the jerk bait. Out in deeper water, still running the Megabass Vision 110+1. Now with the change in temperature that we're going to be seeing in the upcoming weeks, the fish are going to be sliding up, moving shallower, and with that you can go back to the short bill as these fish get up closer into the grass so that you're not constantly fouling up in the grass. But with colder water temperatures, a jerk bait is still dynamite bait to be throwing this time of year. Next, with these cold temperatures, has been a flat-sided crankbait. So this is the Fritside 7, and that flat side makes a big difference because it doesn't have a real wide wobble or a hard thump to it in the water. And we have had a major shad kill on the lake. So these shad right now are swimming around very, very, very slowly, or if at all, because they are dying. A lot of them have been swimming upside down and just kind of floundering around, so the bass have been able to swim around and just pick those up easy pickings. And if you've got a crankbait out there just running around going crazy, it just doesn't look natural. It's not what they're seeing right now. So keep that in mind. Still keep with your flat sides until we get back up above probably 47 degrees or something like that. And then you can start to get back into your DT series. And then as we get even higher than that, you can get in more into your square bills and things like that. But keep that in mind as our water temperatures are still now at 44 degrees. Flat side is the way to go. As we progress into the pre-spawn, and we are having a tournament with this specific lure, is a rattle trap. This Sunday is our trap tournament going on out of Goose Pond. So if you guys are interested in getting into it, Mike Carter is throwing it for rattle trap, and it will be at Goose Pond Colony going out of that ramp. Or I'm sorry, weighing in at that ramp. I believe you can launch wherever, but you have to be signed up in order to fish that. So any of the GTO locations, you can sign up for it. I believe they're having a meeting this evening, or I'm sorry, tomorrow evening at Goose Pond Colony Civic Center at 6 p.m. And anytime from 3 to 6, you can sign up for that on Saturday if you want to get involved. But the rattle trap tournament is on the early side of this season kicking off, just due to our temperatures still being cold. So I believe it's going to be a tough one, but a lot of times there's some very big fish caught in the early season on a trap. So keep that in mind, that that season is kicking off. These fish are going to continue to climb in the water column, move up shallow, and when that happens, trap bite is going to kick off really, really solid. The next one that kind of goes with that, hand in hand in that time of year, is going to be a red chatterbait. Runs in that kind of same water column, that 4 to 6 foot of water, and fish absolutely will munch a chatterbait in the spawn or pre-spawn. So make sure in the upcoming week to 2-3 weeks that that is something that you have ready to go and on your deck as these fish climb in the water column. I don't think they're quite there yet in big numbers. There are some up there obviously that you can catch, but the big wave hasn't happened yet. That will be coming here shortly. So stay tuned. You'll find out when that happens, because I will let you know. That's pretty much it for this week, guys. It was kind of short and sweet. Not a lot going on as far as big numbers of baits. Not a lot of ways to catch them. Just due to we're winding down from winter and getting to that pre-spawn, fixing to pick back up. So we're at that transition as things are fixing to make a major change. So the next couple of weeks, you'll see that. I believe I still have one more week before I'll be out of town. And when that takes place, I probably won't put a video up that week. So I apologize for that, but when I get back, the pre-spawn should be in full swing, and I will let you know what we're finding as we get into that. But stay tuned. Again, next week I should have a video. The following week, probably not. But hopefully that helps you guys out. I hope this information makes fishing a little bit easier for you in the upcoming week. Hope to see you guys out on the water and tight lines. Y'all have a good evening.